off, probably because I have been talking a really long time. And also, I'm going to try to scoot up a little bit so that you can kind of see these colors a little better. And right up to where you can see. Alright, so we're using this white. It's got really pretty imprints. Let me do it this way. That way you can see it better upside down. Really pretty imprints on it. The only thing is when you use the actual eyeshadow, of course that goes away. I'm going to get real close. It will blur, and then as I pull out it should start focusing. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this under the brow first. Just right under it. I make literally a line, and then I just kind of blend it out. And I also use the inner part of the brush to kind of get the inner part of the tear duct area. Straight up and down, and that gets both the top and the bottom. And then if I want to, I'll go straight across, almost like a line to the lid. Like that. Just kind of blend up. And sometimes I'll do a little there and there to kind of, you can do it all over. Again, just almost like a line, and then I blend it out real good. In that little tear duct area. And for some reason it never does as well over here, y'all. Do y'all have like an eye, one eye that always does better than the other eye? I do. So this is kind of champagne-y, but it's almost like somewhere in the base a taupiness to it, because it's not super champagne, you know, like I feel like I'm having to go over it to get more of a whiter look. But it's good. I like it. Okay, we'll just blend that way, blend that way. So there's the kind of champagne-y look. And if you really want a heavy champagne look, you can also use your finger and do it right on the center of your lid. Instead, I'm going to use the center color, which is more of a champagne, a true champagne, almost got like peach gold mixed in. Some people like this for their whole lid, and so I'm going to put that in the center. Actually, I am going to blend it out a little. So you use your finger. It will definitely do better if you use your finger than a brush. It just does. And the second pass will be more of a shimmer than the first. And just right there in the middle, and then go up a little and either side a little and just kind of blend it out. And see how that gives almost like a nice but a very finished look in the sense of it's a shimmer. So there's that. Then we're going to take the E50, and I'm going to use this color right up here in the top left. It's more of a kind of a neutral, I guess. I haven't used this palette yet, so we'll see. And you go right under where you did the highlight and just kind of bring down. This is kind of your transition color. It's working good, actually. I feel like this is one of my favorite palettes ever already. Because it's got the colors I like. It's got the shading differences I like. I kind of just blend that out a little bit. Now, a lot of people would stop right here. They'd say, that's enough for me, Beth. You're overboard if you ask me. Fine. You can stop right there. I'm not. I'm going to take my tapered blending brush, which just means it's pointed on the end, but it's still a blender, so it would be like a dome, and then they shaved it in a pencil. And I'm going to use this Nets color, which is a little bit darker than that. And when you go into a palette, when you've got something pointed, you have to roll it because it's pointed, so you're not going to get all the sides right. Tip it off real good because it's going to have a lot of fallout. And just stay in the crease. And one of the best things to do is look up, and the skin will grab it and just kind of keep it in the right trough. And all it does is just gives, look at the difference. It just gives a little more definition. That's all it is. I know my lighting stinks, y'all, but I'll get there. Got to figure all that out again in this room. And this may not be the room that I do this in. I may go back to filming in the guest bedroom. Or maybe I'll make the front bedroom into a filming studio. I don't know. That's kind of the concept, but that's a major undertaking because that room is so full of stuff right now. Again, looking up, or stop on this outer area right there and just do a circle without picking up the tip end, and look how that just deposited almost like a brown dot, and then blend that out. And look how it gives that darker look. trying to keep the, can you see the difference? So, again, roll, tap off. I'm just going to go right there, see? Like go diagonally out and just where there's a polka dot, and then just kind of like you're rolling it, but don't pick up the tip end. And it kind of deposits like a little dot there, and then you just need to blend that out. And it just gives you like the perfect area of, you know, you may, depending on your eye shape and any issues, I have a scar there. And it just gives a nice contoured look. Okay, then for me, I use the Smudger Brush. I wet it with my own spit because I do not share. You can use a product, but it just, when you spray it, it goes everywhere. So I don't like that. But anyway, and I'm just going through the lashes, starting out here through the lashes, not under them, through them. And again, on the top, I'm just kind of stamping it. Like stamp, hit, drag, hit, and to about the middle. And look how that does give your lashes a lined look, and you didn't use liner underneath. You've already got like a waterline liner, so I don't feel like it's necessary. You don't have to even do this. Also, because that that liner that kind of bleeds down, having the powder here kind of stops the bleeding. And then again, right out here, stamping right on the lash line to about halfway in, and it just reinforces it. Then the other thing is, and this is the perfect color, it's going to be my palette, y'all. To use this because it's so tiny and dense to line with. This brow's higher, so I come in lower. So watch how that just, look how it gave it color. And then I'm going to just kind of fill it in. And instead of it being an actual line, it's more, because it's powder, it's a little more diffused looking, and it just looks a little more natural. It's like, okay, she looks like she's got makeup on, but I can't quite see how. Again, I made my tail a little bit too long, but do you see how that just has a nice look, and it kind of evens this up? The tail's a little too long, yeah. There. It's better to use a earbud for that, but anyway, a cotton bud. Alright, so over here I'm going to go a little higher because, like I said, over there it's higher, so I'm trying to bring this up and bring that one down. And also, one time I shaved between, and I shaved off my the front of my brow there. It's never grown back. People say it always grows back. No, it doesn't. Mine didn't. So I kind of always have to even this back up. Just kind of a pain because it never quite does it perfectly, you know? There. And I never can do as good of a tail over here. Try to even up the front a little to match the front of that one, because this one's thinning. It's so funny, your brows, and I see why some people say, oh, okay, I'm going to do my brows offline and I'll be back. And they edit their videos and they edit out all the extra time it takes to do the brow. Because brows are a pain, y'all. To get them just right, it is harder. Get the arch right, get the tails and everything right. It's also hard to tell when you're doing this online and I'm looking at a monitor versus the mirror. It's kind of hard to see when your eye's looking there and there to have an overall look. And so you don't know if you made it look a little cattywamped, and so maybe it is. I'll find myself going, oh, that went too high. And so you just, while it's still kind of moist, I will do that and just kind of thin it back down on both sides. And of course you gotta wipe off your fingers. Oh my gosh, y'all, look, I didn't wipe off that finger, and look at the gold I just deposited. Maybe we'll blend that out to be highlighted. So that is the colors. I like it a lot, a whole lot. Again, this is color number 779 Riviera in the Dior 5 Couleurs. So it's 5 colors palette, and I love it. Definitely going to be keeping that. Now, one of the things I need to do, besides get a tissue and wipe that off, is blend. So now you put on a lot of makeup, and it looks like a lot of makeup. I know that it looks like a lot of makeup. So the best thing you need to do now, let me get that back, is use your blending brush and blend it down. So, I'm just going to, first of all, make sure there's nothing on it. Hold on. Here. Okay, and just blend the front, both sides, so you don't have a line there, and then blend just a little right at this transition line. Not too much, or you're going to get rid of the color differentiation. But you don't want there to be a true line. You want it to kind of fade and then roll it back here so that you don't have a line there either. Some people actually put a piece of tape on to have a line and then they don't blend it out. For me, not only do I do that, I use the meaty part of my hand, and starting right about there, I just kind of go up and just kind of make sure it's kind of diffused looking. So that would be the overall look. You can blend it more. The other thing that I like to do is, after I blend it, is add liner. And when you add liquid liner at the upper lash line, it makes it look like you've got mascara on when you're doing Zoom, or if you have glasses, and you don't even need mascara unless you're going out and you're going to be up close to people, or you just want to. I want you to see that I started much higher than normal, because when you look like that straight on, y'all, that line that's straight, because of the way the skin sags as you get older, turns into, instead of being straight, it does a little like that. It does a little V because that skin drops down. So do you see how you almost can't see it now? But that's why I did it that way. You do want to connect it to the end of the eye a little, and then I lay this down on the lash line to make sure it goes all the way black to the lash base. And then I just do little dashes because I can't draw a straight line, and connect them all the way in usually. You can only do halfway or to the front of the lash line, however you like to do. And there it is. So that is my end look. What do you think? And I'll go ahead and do this again. It's hard to keep them equal. See how high I did a straight line over? But look, when I look straight on, it goes, instead of being this, it goes and I just again connect it and then do it right to the base. So I hope that you liked this. I love this and would highly recommend it. And that's my final look. I'm so glad to be back with y'all doing a little makeup tutorial. I love you guys, and I'm fixing to do some more hauls, and I'm going to do Bible study today. So go over to Beth Buchanan Pure Bible and subscribe and like.